Hey everybody, Danielle here. I'm doing my learning game of expeditions. This is going to be an interesting one. I have this set up the best I can to get as much as I can on the screen. I don't know how clear it will be, but I'll just see how it turns out at the end of the recording. This is likely not going to be a full game. But again, this is my learning game, so there might be just some, I guess, intermissions where I will reference the rule book, and I hope it will give you an indication of how easy it might be to learn this game for yourself. So I do have this set up, and the base camp is a little off. This base camp is supposed to be here, but I did want to put my stuff in the center so that I can clearly see my player board and everything else. All right, so um, knowing that the base camp should be here, the three hexes that I should be able to visit will be the secret facility, Riverside, and Sawmill. And so I've kind of like put my miniature here so that I would know I can go to one of these. All right, so there's a bunch of things that you probably need to know about setting up for solo. You do set up for a two-player game, and you pick, the player board or randomize that. You pick your character and any companions that it comes with. You get your player aid cards, which are super helpful. So you'll get one of these icon type of cards that tell you what things mean, and then you'll also get this other card that kind of defines the different actions that you can take on your turn. And the character I have is Anna, and then I'm gonna probably mispronounce this, but Wojtex. So these are the two player cards that I will be starting with. And to the left side of the board, that's considered my hand. The right side of the board is considered my active cards. So I've also set myself up with a track cube, an action cube. So you place it here at the start of the game. And how that works is when you take your turn, you'll place it on one of these three sections: move, play, or gather. And when you cover one, you actually end up doing the other two actions for your turn in any order that you want. Um, and then at some point, you may need to refresh because refresh will get you your cards back. As you play your cards, they go to the right of your board so that you can place workers and activate it. So eventually, when you go and place your action cube on refresh, you essentially do skip your turn. You don't really do any actions, but the following turn is pretty neat. You move your marker here, and that turn right after you refresh, you'll end up being able to do move, play, gather in any order that you like. So that's a pretty neat way to kind of refresh. I haven't seen that in any other game that I've played. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing to point out. Some of the other things to point out are the trackers on the player board. So there's two things you're tracking. You'll be tracking a power, which is this orange tile or token, and then this green guile token. Uh, you will be increasing these throughout the game, spending them to do certain actions such as vanquish. There will just be different ways you can utilize these as as a type of resource. At some point in the game, you're going to solve quests, and when you solve quests, they go at the top of your board. When you upgrade items, they're tucked to your right of your mech mat. I guess that's what they call these mechs. And then when you meld something, you actually put it on the bottom of your player board. And all of those types of things, they will come up throughout the game. I'm not sure if it will come up in this learning game that I'm doing. I'm not likely going to do a full game, but just mentioning it here as part of the introduction to the game. Of course, you have your miniature. So this is the one I chose, which kind of resembles some sort of insect. I chose the yellow base so that it stands out and I don't, forget what I am. You'll see that there are two mechs. I'll start talking about the setup for the Automa. They recommend a blue base mech and a black based mech, just to keep track of, which goes on the north tiles and which goes on the central tiles. So you'll set up the blue mech on the left side of the north tiles, and then you'll set up the black mech on the right side of the central tiles. So in case you are not aware, there are southern, central, and north tiles. And then in between there are cards, and these cards are called, I guess, they're just a mix of item cards and meteorite cards and quest cards all in this deck. So they all have the same deck backs, but those are the type of cards that you'll find in this deck. And you actually will be placing it in these empty spots throughout the game as they're being collected or added to people's decks. The Automa set up here, I'm choosing to do level 1 Mazinet, and the Automa glory is being tracked here. In the setup, you'll grab 4 of the glory tokens, which are the stars, and I chose the blue and the black to match the bases of the two mechs that I put out for the Automa. The Automa comes with this reference card to tell you about what happens on the Automa turn. And then you'll also have an Automa deck, which looks like this. So there's, I think, 14 cards, and you'll flip them, and it will tell you what it will do. So that black, the cube at the top will tell you if you move the cube, if you advance it on forward to the levels. And there are stars on the level card. And when you gain a star, that's when the glory is advanced as well. And as they gain more glory, they can do more things. So, yeah, this will tell us how the blue and black mechs will behave. So I think overall the strategy of how the Automa works is that it's just going to get in your way. They're going to move onto spaces that you can't move onto. So that could affect your strategy because there's obviously specific paths that you'll be able to take when you move your mech around. The typical movement range is 1 to 3, but with my specific mech, the Marsh Strider, my move range is actually 1 to 4 locations, so I could go up to 4 locations away. And you don't count these spaces as locations, the spaces with the cars. You have to actually count the spaces that are hexes. Something else to note is when you move through the Automa, I just want to get the wording right. It says, I can move past face-down locations that have an Automa mech on them. It still counts towards your movement range. So that's something to note. But also, when moving, Automa mechs skip the location your mech is on and ignore it for all purposes. So it doesn't actually count towards their movement range, but they count towards our movement range. Okay? So that is something that we'll need to remember, and I probably will forget because that's just usually how it goes when I play these games. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it. We do have a bag of corruption chips. So when we discover one of the tiles, as you can see, the central and the north tiles are actually face down. They will tell you how many, I guess, corruption it requires, and you'll just draw from the bag the corruption, and eventually we'll be able to vanquish corruption, and it will give us points at the end of the game. Okay, so I think we're ready to kind of just dive into my first game. It says that you randomly choose who the first player is. I think I'll just choose to go first, if that's okay with you guys. So I'll go ahead and do that. And on my first turn, I will... I'm definitely going to want to move, so I'm not going to cover move up. But I think I'll... I think I can go ahead and do move and gather. So I'll cover up play. So playing typically means you play a card from your hand, which is again the cards on the left side. And right now I have a character and a companion. I'm gonna move 1 to 4 locations, and I think I'll actually just go here and here so that I can gain a worker. And gaining a worker is important because then you'll be able to utilize your cards to its potential. So right now I need a red worker for my Anna character, or a yellow one for my Wojtek one, the companion. And in this case, I can only get green or red from this tile. So I moved and now I'll gather, and gather says gain any of the exposed benefits at your max location. Exposed benefits are at the bottom. And if there's a slash, that's an or, so you do have to choose between the two. In this case, I will grab the red because that would be most useful to me. So from the supply, I'll just grab a red worker, and this will go on my playmat. So your playmat basically holds all of your available workers and your other tokens, like the glory. I guess I should also mention the point of this game is to have the highest amount of points, and typically that is tied to the glory. So when you place your 4th glory, that's when you'll trigger the end of the game, and then everybody gets to take another turn typically, and then the person who placed the last glory gets to take that final turn before the game ends. In the solo mode, it says Automa triggers the end of the game when she places her 8th, but I can also trigger if I place my 4th glory token. And then I did forget to mention that there are levels, although I did, briefly say I am doing level 1, but there are a total of 5 levels. So this is the easiest level I could do. Okay, so that was my turn. And I'm gonna flip the Automa's card. And it does have a blue progress icon, so it moves forward by 1 box. And then for the blue mech, so you'll see it does say 4 glory. If I had 4 glory on the Automa glory, I would need to do something. But it has an or, and it essentially just tells me where my the blue mech will move. It says it's going to move 3 to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. And then the black mech is moving left 2 spaces. 1, 2. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So the Automa turn says you draw the decision card, advanced progress token if it exists, north mech actions, central mech actions, and there's just a bunch of different things that it could do, and icons that appear that will require it to do things like sweep adjacent cards, sufficient glory, check next 0 to 3 locations, just a lot of like, if this, then do this type of thing. Typical Automa factory style. So now it's back to me, and now I have to move this cube somewhere. I can't keep it here, and I can't move it back. I have to either move it to move or gather, and then do the 2 uncovered actions. I kind of like the idea of getting a yellow worker, and I can move there, so I'd rather go to gather so I can move and then play, because I could do a play, but so I'll do 1, 2, 3, moving 3 to isolate a settlement, and now I will do play, and I'll play my Anna card. Oh wait, hold on. So Anna says gain a face-up quest or solve. So none of the quests are face-up right now. They're all face-down. So I can't do that. And it continues to say if you solve, gain the core value of all of your solved quests. Yeah, I'm gonna still play this card because when you play this card, you actually gain the top left uh, number of either power or guile. So I will go ahead and still do it. I don't know strategy wise if that's smart, but in terms of learning the game, I'm just gonna do things and just learn from there. So I'm going to increase power by 1. I would gain an additional power or additional guile if I did have the glory for, if I had 1 glory, I'd be gaining an extra power. If I had 2 glory, I'd be gaining an extra guile. In terms of placing the worker, I don't think it's worth my time to place the worker, and I don't think it is required for me to place the worker when I play the card. But let me just double check that. So it does say when you play 1 card from your hand to your active row. So my hand to my active row, gaining its core value, which was the top left item. So I gain a power core value. And optionally placing a worker on it to activate its ability. So it's not required, so I am not going to, but I guess I kind of maybe wasted my idea of getting the worker early on. Maybe I should have gotten one of the cards. I could have gone to the mech junkyard and done that action, and that action says draw 2 from the deck, keep 1. So a note for next time. So now that I've done both the move and play, it is the Automa's turn. We move the power cube again, and the blue will move 2 to the right, and this will move 2 to the left, just so happens. Now back to me. So as you can see, these turns are very, very quick. I think this will probably play for 45 minutes for a single person, but it does say 60 to 90 minutes, so I could be wrong. Of course, it really depends how much thinking you're doing, right, in the game. Okay, so I'm going to I'll move my marker to the play, and I will do a move and gather. First, I'll gather and gain a yellow worker, so that, if at any time I can play my Woj Tech Companion, I'd be able to place a worker if it makes sense for me to. And then I'll do the move, which in this case, for the sake of learning the game, I will move to a location that I'm not familiar with. So I will move up here. And then when you move to a new location, let's see what happens. So going to page 5 of the rulebook, just to reference what we might do when we go to a face down location. So if your mech ever moves to a face down location, movement has to end. You can't skip them. The exception is if the mech is on it, the AI mech, so you can always skip those. So yeah, I've landed on this undiscovered section. I gained the map token, and I flip the location face up. So I'll go ahead and do that. And it has corruption 5+. So now we draw the corruption tokens from the bag 1 by 1, and we stack them face up until the sum of the corruption is greater than or equal to the location's corruption level. So corruption level is currently 5. I'll draw, so 4. So I must draw 1 more, no matter what, because 4 is less than 5. And I drew a 5. So that's piled up here. And when I want to do a vanquish action, I'll be able to. All right. So after that, I'm not sure there's anything else that happens. So that's pretty much it. The AI will go. It's going to advance. It gets its first glory. And then I will, well, you know what? I think I should be placing them here. and then removing it as it's ready, if that makes sense. Is that right? I don't know. Is this the logical way to do it? So right now it's 8, and now has 7. I'm not sure why there's 9 boxes. It's not making much sense to me. If anything, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna stack it when it gains it. This way I can see what the next one is. So it has 1 glory right now. I'm guessing that's how it's used. So it has 1 glory, and we're going to move the blue 2 to the right. So when we do that, it just continues around. So this is 1, 2, and then it's gonna sweep. So when the mech sweeps, it sweeps any adjacent cards to the current mech, and that's this one. So it's gonna sweep all 3 of these. So these are gonna be replaced. And then we'll place them. And I think they are actually placed face up when they're swept. So sweep any number of face up cards to the sweep pile. But they weren't face up. Let me see what the Automa might do in this instance. Sweep all face up cards adjacent to the mech. Yeah, I don't think it would need to be. So I don't even know when I would want it face up, but that's okay. For the sake of things, I will just place them back. So I'm not going to sweep because there's nothing face up, but this will end up moving to the left 3. So 1, so it doesn't count actually the one I'm on. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then it's back to me. So I could, I could either cover up the gatherer or the move, and I'm not sure I want to move yet. I'm actually curious how to get these cards face up. So if I were to, because right now they're all face down, so I'm trying to figure out when do they become face up. Guess there are things that let you gain a card. So gaining cards, add the card to the right of any other cards in your active row. Some benefits allow you to gain the top card of the deck. So when you gather, you could gain cards. So there's probably something here that says gain a card. It says any card you control. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Should those cards be face up right now? During setup, I thought they were supposed to be face down. But let me just double check that. All right. Yeah. Okay, my mistake. These need to be face up. My goodness. I was like, when do they become face up? So essentially, these would be swept. And yeah, this is the part of the learning game where I will make mistakes. Okay, and then now we just replace them with new face-up cards. So now I might understand why or how I'm gaining these cards. All right. So I think I will do a move and play. And I could move and keep discovering. I think I'll go this way. So I'll grab this and move here. And try not to ruin this map. So I uncovered the research base. It has corruption of 5 plus. Although why is it blue? Okay, I guess that's the action that we'd be able to do if it's vanquished. So we have a 5. Perfect. So that's all we have. 5 corruption. And now in terms of play, I'm going to play Welch Tech and gain 1 Beguile. Okay. So I could place this worker, and it says rescue an active card or vanquish. I can't vanquish. I don't have enough of the guile, which is required to get, spend 5 to get this. So I can't do that right now. But what I could do is rescue an active card. So when you rescue an active card, does not say anything like that. But basically, I think you just add it to your hand. So I will go ahead and rescue Anna here, and then I'll place that worker here to say that I've used it. When you place cards in your active row, which is to the right of your board, you always place them to the right of the card that you just played or previously played. All right, that was my turn, and the AI will go. It's going to move this 1 to the right, and the blue mech is moving 3 to the right. I'm doing the best I can to reach here. And then we sweep for the black mech. So these 2 cards are discarded, and we get new ones. Okay. Move that there. And then this black mech moves left 1. Okay. So this time I will do a I'll do an let's see. I'll do a play and gather instead of moving. So I'll gather. I'll gain 2 guiles, so I'm at 3. And then I will play my Anna, and I gain 1 power, and then I could use a red worker to gain a face-up quest or solve. So I think I will gain a face-up quest by placing this worker here. So I will gain this quest because I can actually complete it, I think. So this is what this quest looks like. And I plan on completing it. So I think the quest goes into my hand. Let me confirm that aspect. So gaining a quest. So it says immediately replace it with the top. Okay, we'll never face. Okay, I did that. I have to replace the card. Hold on. Okay, so add the card to the right of any other card. Oh, okay. So it actually ends up here to the right. And then it says, so the section about solving, when using a solve ability, your mech must be on the location tile matching a quest card you control. So this is location 11. So I have to be on location, first of all, discover location 11, be there, and then spend the items listed under it. So paying 2 guile, and then I'd be able to gain the benefit below, which what is that icon? It says play one card from your hand, gain its core value, and replace a worker. Okay, interesting. All right. And then I could actually use these quests, I think, with the worker, it looks like. Which is pretty good. Okay. So that's that. I don't actually get to do anything with it right now because it's in the active row. I have to refresh to get everything back. All right, and then I'll go ahead and it's upside down. Let's put this right. I think that's it for my turn. The AI will go, progress, and the blue will move right 1. The black will move 3 to the left, not counting the space I'm on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and next I'll go ahead and do a move and gather. I'll go ahead and move right here, gaining my 3rd map token, and I have impact zone here. Cool. I will draw the corruptions. It has corruption of at least 5. So this is a 3. Need to draw 1 more at least. 3. That's 6, so we're good. Okay, so I moved and now I can gather. I'll gain 2 power, which brings me to 4. So in this case, when I have the ability to vanquish, I'll be able to vanquish at least 1 of these power tokens. But yeah, not right now. The AI will go. And it does have 1 glory, so the blue mech is going to go on one that has a map token. So that's what that means. It says move to the map token, gain it, flip tile. So it's going to move to the, maybe the right, I guess, because that's the direction it's going in. And it's going to gain this tile, and gain the map token, and put it in here. And flip it. And this is Ice Cave. You probably can't read it. And then we'll put the corruption token of 1. I'm sorry, that's 8. So totaling 8. We have 5, 4. That's 9. Okay. Sounds good. And then we're not at 5 glory yet, so the black mech will just move to the left 1. Okay. My turn. I will. Should I refresh and get my stuff back, or just continue exploring here? I will, because the issue is if I when I move off of something, there's nothing for me to play, so I might want to refresh, or just keep discovering things because I'm trying to find location 11 for my quest. I might as well refresh because I'm just losing things that I can do if I don't, because play will always be the other option. Every other turn I'll have to play. So I'm gonna just refresh, get my workers back, and get my 3 cards back into my hand. Okay, and that's that for refresh. Moves forward. We're not at 5 glory yet, so it's gonna go 2 to the right. 1, 2. And then the black mech will look for a map token. I'm getting confused with the 0 glory. The 0 glory for the AI. I don't really know how that's indicated. Okay, so it sounds like Automa should be placing the glory it gained here. And so in this case, I don't really know why it's showing 0 glory, because it's always going to have 0 glory. When would it not? So that's the confusing part. Because in this example, it says in this situation, and it has like 3 on the bottom. In this situation in which Automa has placed 5 glory tokens on base camp, a location with a corruption token is targeted because the requirement is 3 or more glory. I don't know why this part is like confusing to me. So in setup, did it tell me what to do with the glory? Yeah, you're supposed to place it on 1 through 8. Okay, so if I did that, then I'll be placing 1 and showing as taking 1 glory. And then in this example, it placed 5. So if it says 3, in this situation in which Automa has placed 5 glory tokens, location is targeted. 3 or more. Yeah, I mean, I think so. So I don't think it's at 0. Someone's gonna probably need to correct me on how to play this, but I don't think it is, because I only see that the 8 is visible. Otherwise, why would this even be an option? It would just happen, because at the beginning of the game it's 0. That's my thinking. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just gonna... Did I already move this? I forget. I think so. I think I moved it too. Took too long of a pause with that part. I think I did move it. So, I'll say that I did. This is just a learning game. I can't take it too seriously. And I guess it's back to me. I'll go ahead and go here, which means I can do all of these things. So I can move, which I will. I'm going to move here. Gain my 4th map token. Flip over to the warehouse, and this is number 9. So still, location 11 is not discovered. And I'll place the corruption. This value is 5. So 3, so I have to draw 1 more. It's 3. Okay, so I just moved, and I could gather, or I could play first. But I do have to keep track of how many tokens I get for the base camp glory, because let me just bring up the part about the base camp. So gaining glory is probably the most competitive part about this game. So you can gain or place your glory tokens when you've solved 4 quests, melded 4 meteorites, upgraded 4 items, vanquished the corruption from location 20, have at least 7 corruption tokens, have at least 8 cards in your control, have at least 7 workers or at least 5 map tokens. So I'm almost there. I'm placing my first map token, so I'll be able to do that when I've gotten my 5th one. That's good to know. But for now, let's think about what I should be doing. So I've moved. I can play a card, and I think I will. Oh wait, no, I do need a green marker. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and play my Anna card and gain a power. And then it says I could play a red worker, gain a face-up quest, or solve. I can't solve, but I'll gain a face-up quest. I'll gain this one. This will go to the right of my active row. Replace that. And then I've done that play action. Now I can gather. And that icon means gain an adjacent face-up card. So I have 3 options. And in terms of workers, I could utilize the red worker here, which makes it seem a little more interesting. But let's see what the action says. So this is rescue a trapped mercenary. So another quest card. It says rescue another card, either gain its core value or activate its ability. Ooh, that's pretty neat. The other one is control the possessed. It's another quest. Activate the ability of any face-up purple card, then gain that card. Oh, that's pretty good, but I don't have a purple worker yet. So there's also placate possessed animals, another quest. It has an ability, pay guile to gain 2 power. I don't know. I think the smart move would be to take the rescue a trapped mercenary. So I'll use the gather action to gain this, put it to the right of my active row, and then I'll replace that card. Alright, so I've done everything I could on my turn. AI turn. Move this token. And it moves the 3 mech, the blue mech 3 to the right. And the black mech 2 to the left, not counting where I am. 1, 2. So I'll go and move. I'm gonna do move and gather. I'll take this 5th token and I'll place my glory here. First glory, which is awesome. And we'll see what this is. Yes, Mining Town. This is location 11. So let me just take care of the actions needed when I discover a new tile. So 3, the corruption level is 5. Okay, 3. Cool, so I've moved and now I can gather. So I'll gather. So when I gather, does that mean I could do the vanquish if it shows it? Let me see. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I can vanquish. Okay, so I'll just I'll gain that benefit of a what is it? Play 1 card from your hand, gain this core value, you may place a worker. So I could place, essentially do a play, card. So what I'm going to do is I'll play my Woj Tech, and I do have 1 glory, so I'll gain 2 total Beguile. And then I'll place my yellow worker. It says rescue an active card. And I will rescue the banish the squatters, but I don't have another yellow worker. I could get one though. So I'll do that. Or I could vanquish and just refresh. Huh. You know what? You know what? I think I am going to do that. I'll go ahead and use the ability that says vanquish, and I'll spend 3 guile. Go down to 2. And I've taken this now onto my board. This is the first time I'm vanquishing, so let's just double check all of that. It says pay the cost shown on the topmost corruption on your mech's location. Done. Then gain that corruption, placing it on your mech mat, and you can repeat this process to gain more than 1 corruption during the same vanquish ability, which I will, I guess. 1, 2, 3. And I'll do this one. So this is fully vanquished, and now when I do the gather phase, I could do this this action, and that action means upgraded item card, I think. So I'm not sure what that means actually. So yeah, it says if corruption is destroyed from a location via an ability that does not result in the player gaining it, return to the bag, blah blah. Okay. Cool. I've done that. And then I think it's the AI's turn. I think I did everything I could. AI is going to sweep from the blue. So it's going to discard. Replace with a new one. And then it's going to go to the right 2 spaces. The black one on the central will go left 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So now that I've discovered where location 11 is, I think that's good, although I can't actually solve a card yet because I don't have something that can tell me to solve a quest. And when I solve a quest, does the card have to be in my hand? Or can I still... So when using a solve ability, your mech must be on the location matching a quest card you control. Okay. It doesn't actually say if the quest has to be in my hand. A card I control. I guess in general that would be if I have it in my hand or in the active row, I think. I'll have to get clarification on that part, I think. But we'll get there eventually, I think. So I guess I need to start gathering more somehow. But I also need to move to do that. So I think... Man, this is very thinky because I don't know what the best thing to do is. But I'm going to say I'm going to move it to gather. And then move and play. Even though I don't really want to play anything. I'm going to go... to secret facility. And try to get more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that means I can take the top card of the deck and rescue one active card and the worker on it, if any, to my hand. So I'll go ahead and draw the top card that gets added to my pile. I'm gonna start kind of going this way as my rightmost. So I have Weaken the Leviathan Quest. Man, I haven't seen any items yet. And then after that, I will rescue a card and its worker, which I'll get back Anna to my hand. Okay. And then I'll do a play action. Oh, wait, guys. Ugh. Okay, I actually did a gather. All I was supposed to do was move, and I did a gather automatically, so I shouldn't have ended up doing that. So because I did draw a card from the top of the deck, I think I will I think I will rewind just for the sake of how it should be played. And then this would be placed back. I think it was here. And that should reset everything. But yeah, now I will have to do a play, which I will play the Search the Mining Town for fuel and survivors and gain a guile. I don't have a green worker to do this, but that's okay. Alright, AI turn. It's gonna get a second glory. And then it will sweep next to the blue mech. And then it will move to the right one. For the black mech, it's going to move left twice. 1, 2. And then it's back to me. So it's on spot 11, so I really don't really need to worry about going to figure out that quest. Although I have a bunch of other quests at location 10 and 9, which are not far off either. But I would like to get a purple worker. So I'm going to move it back to play and do move and gather. So I'll do move 1, 2, and then I'll gather with a purple worker. Meaning that. Okay, AI will go. Move that forward. It's going to sweep the blue mech. And okay, it's going to move to the right 3. And then the black one's going to move left 3. 1, 2, 3. Next, I think I'll do a move and play, I guess. I don't know. Move and play. Oh yeah, I'll just move here and not play anything because I don't think I have to. And then the AI will go. Moves forward here on the level card, and then moving 3 to the right. And then the black, it's gonna go left 1. And then I'm gonna go here to play, to move and gather. I'll gather first and gain a yellow worker. And then I will move up to 4 spaces. I'll move here to Sawmill because I need a green marker. AI will go. Move up 1 progress. And then still don't see the 3rd glory here, so I'm just gonna move right 1. Can't reach with my mouse, okay. And then 3 left with the black mech. 1, 2, 3. Alright, my turn. I will just do a gather and play. I'll gather a green worker. And then not play anything. Kind of wasting my turn here, but what can I do? I'm gonna draw the last card here. Oh, wait. Now this reminds me. When setting up this deck, you're supposed to remove 2 cards from it every time you create the deck. So I'll remember to do that this following turn. But that is part of the setup. And I should have done that. Okay, so the blue mech will move 2 to the right. Black mech will move left 1. Okay. And then for me, I'm probably just going to do this one last turn and then just see how this video is, and hopefully it's helpful enough for somebody to get started. I think that's really the idea here, is that once you know how to play, you know how to play. And the rest of it is a strategy of how to get the glory to win the game. And that part is something I can't show anybody. I do not do well with strategy overall, but I still do enjoy playing these games because I like to torture myself. So I think I'll go ahead and do a move and gather. And I will move to the research base. 1, 2, 3, and gain 2 guile. 1, 2. So I'm gonna move and gather, and yeah, I'll end it here. This, I think, gives you a good preview to the solo mode. One Sock Co-op Shop, Mike did a really good playthrough of this game, solo. So definitely check that one out. There's probably less mistakes in that one, but I did want to try to get something up here on my channel with this playthrough. I've got this set up pretty big. I know things probably look a little bit small on the video, but hopefully, you know, with this kind of setup, maybe I'll be able to even get some multiplayer games on my channel. We'll see how this works out. But yeah, for now, this is my playthrough, well, partial playthrough of Expeditions. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys around.